Hey, it's Mark Andrews with another edition of the OCFOA Plays of the Week. For those of you that are wondering what OCFOA is, that's Orange County Football Officials Association. We're located in Orange County, California, the home of Disneyland. Yes. The plays we are going to look at today were sent in by Steve Coover. Steve Coover is the football rules interpreter for the state of California under the guise of the California Interscholastic Federation. The comments you see on the clips are Steve's. I simply add voiceover to hopefully add a little more clarity to Steve's observations. Here we go. All right, let's start off with some basics. Line of scrimmage fouls. Now, we are, as I record this, one day away from the regular season starting. We had scrimmages last week. I suspect that all of these clips are from scrimmages, so we tend to let stuff go on scrimmages. But this action here by this running back is a false start. I'll run it for you in real time. Watch him. See that? All right. That's not an adjustment. That's not him going in motion. That is him simulating action at the start. The referee should get this. If one of the flank officials sees the movement, he can toss the flag. But we don't want to let stuff like that go. That's definitely a false start. Let's take a look at another one. Now, Steve's making the point here that the umpires need to be, set. I suspect this is a no huddle offense. The reason, and the umpire was up over the ball. Now he's moving back. The referee needs to hold the play up before and let the umpire and all the other crew members get into position before blowing the ready. But umpires, you have to be aware. This play is about to start, and he is still moving backwards, as you'll see. Now the focus here is on that receiver up here. I'm not sure what Steve is pointing at here. I looked at this several times. I did not see any kind of foul. But watch this receiver here. He takes off way before the ball is snapped. And we have an issue here because the head linesman was slow to throw the flag. I don't know if he couldn't get to it. Looked like he was just maybe grabbing for it and didn't get it. And so the line judge killed it. And now we have to make sure that we get together. When we have two flags on the field on a dead ball foul, we want to make sure that both officials have the same foul. And the way we can do that either with signals, with the radio, or by just simply hustling into the middle of the field and letting each other know what we had and agreeing, and then reporting to the referee. Let's take a look at one more. Okay, so now we've got the umpire in the right position. Keep an eye on this player right here. He is going to encroach, and again, the back judge, even though this player is on the head linesman's side, the back judge, the line judge, throws the flag. Now, I don't know if the head linesman throws it because we can't see it, but there's the encroachment, and you see the flag come up from the line judge. He's got it right. That's what we want. Don't worry about fishing in somebody else's pond. The head linesman's attention could have been distracted by something, whatever. Let's get this right. And then this is the same foul from the other end, and Steve, evidently there were two flags down, so now again we need to get together and confirm that each flank official has the same foul. All right, let's talk blindside blocks. I'm going to just let this clip run, and then we'll talk about it. Okay, let's take a look at that now with Steve's commentary, and we'll slow-mo it a couple times. So we've got two blocks that are not questionable, but interesting. Steve points out when we see a runner reverse field, we want to basically focus on blindside blocks. Get away from watching the receiver. Watch for players who are swimming upstream, going east-west instead of north-south, and so on. You can see a block right up here on the right side. I'm going to run that back for you. Now, this is a cooperative block. The defender sees this coming. He lowers. There's some incidental helmet contact. I think when you see this from the end zone, you'll see that it's not as bad as it looks even there. The next block we want to watch is right here, number 5. He's going to block number 8 here, and as you can see, 8 right now, his focus and concentration is on the runner, so he is by definition defenseless. Now, right about there, he sees the block coming, so he's technically no longer defenseless, but this happens so fast in real time. If this was a layout type of hit or block, we still might get a flag here. But watch what 5 does. He's going to use his hands, just gets 8 off his off balance, and green here gets a nice gain. Let's take a look at the end zone. Okay, so you see him avoiding tacklers. Now this is a situation where we want to read potential blindside blocks. Keep your eye on that blocker right there. You can see that's really not a big hit. So that is legal. And really great coverage by the line judge there. All right, moving on. Okay, on this play we are going to have a blindside block, and it's missed. And I want you to consider why it's missed. Take a look at the line judge and the back judge, and then judge for yourself. Let's take a look at it from the end zone. Okay, hopefully you watched that a couple of times, have a good idea of what happened there. Before we start to break this down, I want to point out something. There's something wrong with this picture. I'll give you a hint. What down is it? We don't know because there's no box here, and I know this is a scrimmage, and so it's not that important, but referees, we have to wait for at the very least the box to be down and set before we let a play go off. All right, let's break this down. So how do we miss this? A couple of things here. So the line judge is less than a step away. I think he should have stayed back. Maybe would have got a bigger look at a wider look at this play. Back judge appears to be looking straight at the runner. That is not your job. You need to be looking at all this around, the donut, the halo, whatever you want to call it. Yes, you've got the goal line, but he's at the 10-yard line right now. You do not need to be focusing on the ball carrier. Number 6 here, his focus and concentration is on the runner. He does not see this blocker coming. He is by definition defenseless. And he gets laid out, and we miss it. Let's take a look at from the end zone. Okay, so Steve's just pointing out the direction of the blocker. That's a big time hit, possible, could result in injury. We got to get that. Okay, this falls into the category of knocking the rust off. This is a reminder to keep officiating. We're going to see a pretty obvious horse collar on the quarterback here. And watch what the referee does. Okay, we got, get the foul, but we got action behind here. We've got to, continue to officiate. So don't be coming in while the play is still going. Stay back, get that flag up in the air, and officiate the action into the end zone. Okay, we got another illegal block on this play. I want you to take a look at the player highlighted. I'm going to run it in real time, and then we'll bring it back. All right, let's break this down. First of all, let's talk about keys. We've got a trips formation, heavy to the line judge's side of the field. So the line judge's key is that widest receiver. The back judge has the two inside receivers. Now we're going to see that second receiver crack back on this defender. Now Steve's pointing out that the referee's throwing a flag here, but he actually doesn't have primary responsibility for this. And I'm surprised he saw it, or if he did see it, but good job of getting it. This is targeting. We're going to go back and take a look at it. And here's a great job by the back judge. I love it. The back judge saw it. He had his key. Let's take a look at this hit. I mean, this is brutal, and this is exactly what we don't want. Watch the ball delivered to the helmet right there. Okay. To make matters worse, he stands over him and taunts him. So yeah, flagrant, possibly unsportsmanlike for sure. Okay, guys, do not let this happen in your game. Okay, we've got a targeting foul at the very least, possibly flagrant, and we're going to get this guy for unsportsmanlike as well. So this is an interesting play. This is going to be a screenplay. We're going to see the two players highlighted involved in a questionable block. Watch the tackle release downfield and block the linebacker. Is this legal? All right, let's break this play down. We've got a couple other components we want to talk about. So I'm running in slow motion. The tackle here is going to block the linebacker. And, on a pass play, typically, linemen are not allowed to go downfield and certainly are not allowed to block downfield. But this is legal. The blocking itself, the act of blocking, is legal because the ball is caught behind the line of scrimmage. It's a screenplay. And so let's go back and look at the block itself and determine if it's legal. You see that right there? That's not spearing. He's not leading with the crown of his helmet, not targeting. But look at it one more time. He's definitely initiating contact with the front of his helmet. So let's see what Steve has to say. Seems to me that it's not targeting and not spearing. It may fit the definition of a butt block, which would be a foul. When in question, no foul. So what he's saying there is if you see this and you just determine it's not enough to be a foul, then it's not a foul. We're not going to call 50-50 fouls, right, guys? Got to be closer to 100%. So what is a butt block? I have never called that foul, ever. And so look at the rule book. Butt blocking is an act by any player who initiates contact against an opponent who is not who's not a ball carrier with the front of his helmet. That certainly seems to be what's happening here. And butt blocking falls into the same category as spearing and targeting in the illegal helmet contact foul. So this is a 15-yard foul if indeed we decided to throw on it. Let's take a look at it one more time. So run it through slow motion. That head snaps back pretty good. I think anybody that's reviewing this film, if you did throw a flag on this, would uphold the call. All right, moving on. All right, on this play, we're going to see a fumble inside the 5-yard line, very close to the goal line. So we're going to talk about goal line mechanics and also how to handle this situation when we have a ball fumbled into the end zone. So let's take a look. Ball's going to be handed off to the running back. It's out. When I initially saw this, I thought he might have been over the goal line before he fumbled. But when we take a look at the this end, we can see that he fumbled way before. Keep an eye on the flank official. Watch his actions. Let's break this down. All right, here we go. All right, Steve's comments. Line judge very decisive, signals slowly but with confidence. Let's take a look at the end zone view. I think you're going to see a little bit of a problem here. Not with the call itself, but how it could have gone bad. So we've got the line judge at about the 2-yard line. And so when we're inside the 5-yard line, at the snap, we immediately go to the pylon, right? So he's at the pylon. Personally, and in Orange County, we're teaching that you need to be back away from that pylon. You can see his toes are on the sideline. I'd like you to be 1, possibly 2 yards back from that pylon just for safety's sake, and also so you don't have to move when ruling on the goal line. Now, if we go slow, we're going to see that the ball, he never really gets a handle on this ball. You couldn't see it from the sideline. Not sure if he loses it shifting to his other arm, but the ball's out before he gets to the 2-yard line. Okay, so there's no question that the ball's loose before he crosses the goal. Now, this is where it can go bad, and this is Steve's point. There's no reason to rush a play that ends this way. The ball's going to be dead in the end zone. It's going to belong to A or B, right? There's no reason to rush this, and I think the line judge does rush it. He's coming in. Watch. So we've got 7 trying to scoop it up there, but he loses. Look, he's lost control of it right there. It's under his hip. Now the line judge is already coming in as if he knows what's going on. If this ball squirts out, or if he just plain old doesn't gain control of it, and the line judge is already decided that's White's ball, see, he's signaling the touchback. What if Green comes up with that ball? How are you going to sell this? So, again, there's no reason to hurry. I've done this. I'm as guilty as anybody. I'm a flank official for a long time. You get excited. You see a change of possession like this. But slow down. Just take your time. Watch it all play out. And then you can signal touchback or touchdown. Well, that'll do it for this week's edition of OCFOA Plays the Week. As I mentioned, hey, remember this clip? This is the one we had the 2 potential blindside blocks that were both legal. We missed a foul here. Let's go back and take a look at this thing. Watch the receiver and the defender highlighted here. The contact right there. Is that OPI? Let's take a look at it again in slow-mo. Alright, so let's take a look at this in slow motion. Now notice the formation. It's a trips to the head linesman's side. So those 2 inside receivers are the responsibility of the back judge. Now you can see the defender going away, trying to keep up with the receiver. You see the receiver right there contacting the defender, and it gives him a little shove. Now, notice that there's other players here. I'll bet you money the back judge is completely screened out of this play. Not an excuse, but this is 5-man mechanics. There's gonna be holes. Let's run it back one more time, give you a look at it. And if you felt that the defender was already a little bit off balance, and this is just sort of icing on the cake type thing, and you pass on that, that's fine. If you decide, he's creating separation by using his hands, and you decide to throw the flag, that's fine as well. But know why you're throwing or not throwing. All right. Well, that'll do it for this week's edition of OCFOA Plays of the Week. As I mentioned earlier, I really appreciate all the new subscribers. It makes me feel good, and my time isn't being wasted here. Feel free to tell your friends in your associations about these videos. I make these videos to help other officials. There's no other reason. So feel free to use them in any way you want. If you have any comments or questions about any of the videos, if you think I got something wrong, don't hesitate to make a comment in the comment section below. If you'd like to subscribe to my YouTube channel, you can do so by clicking on my picture. If you'd like to see the other 2018 OCFOA Plays of the Week videos, just click on the playlist in the upper left-hand corner. This is Mark Andrews signing off.